Cougars have many other common names. Some of these include mountain lions, panthers, painters, pumas, and catamounts. In fact, cougars have been given 40 different English names and as a result are in the Guinness Book of World Records. Scientifically, however, they are known as Puma concolor. They are large cats covered in short yellowish-brown fur. They have a white underbelly and darker brown fur around the muzzle and ears. Males can grow up to 8 feet long, 2.4 meters, including the tail, and weigh up to 150 pounds. Females are slightly smaller and weigh up to 110 pounds. Adult cougars are solitary by nature, but they are the only solitary big cat known to share a meal with an unrelated cougar. As well as occasionally eating together, they also obviously come together for mating. The cubs will spend up to a year with their mothers before going their separate ways. There are 6 established subspecies of cougar, and they all naturally live in Canada, North, South, and Central America. It has the largest range of any wild land animal in the Americas, ranging from the Yukon Territory in Canada to the southern Andes in Chile. Although there have been big cat sightings in parts of Europe such as the UK, there are no confirmed cougar populations living in Europe. These sightings could be of cougars that were once kept as pets before licenses were required and were then released into the wild. There are no native cougars in Europe, but could they live there? In order to answer this question, we need to consider the cougar's natural habitat, diet, and climate. Let's first consider the cougar habitat. These cats have adapted to multiple habitats. They are found in swamplands, forests, mountains, and deserts. They prefer landscapes that provide plenty of shelter for them to hide behind when stalking or ambushing prey. In Patagonia, on the very tip of South America, there is the highest density of cougars in the world. Here, there is a population of 200. The climatic conditions can be extremely harsh for these cats. During the winter months, there are only 9 hours of daylight, winds up to 100 miles per hour, and blizzard conditions. Prey can be scarce in these winter months, and cougars can struggle to survive. This is probably why they have developed the behavior of sharing food with unrelated cougars. In comparison, temperatures during the California summer can reach 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Cougars live in forested areas across California, including some of the national parks such as Yosemite and Redwood. Where there is plentiful prey and wilderness, cougars can do well. The national parks across western states often have large numbers of deer which the cougars hunt. There are plenty of habitats in Europe that are similar to the cougar's habitats found in the Americas. The Alps, the Carpathian Mountains, and the Pyrenees are just a few of the mountain ranges found in Europe. Some of these mimic the conditions found in Patagonia, which is situated amongst the Andes, the longest mountain range in the world. The heavily forested regions of Scandinavia can be considered similar to the forests of the Yukon and numerous American national parks. Approximately 70% of Finland and Sweden are covered in forest, and there are large forests throughout Europe, providing plenty of cover for both cougars and their prey. Rocky and desert regions in Europe can be found in Iceland, Spain, and Italy, as well as other countries. These would provide a similar environment to some of the dry, arid, and rocky habitats where cougars currently live. So in terms of habitat, yes, cougars could most definitely live in Europe. Now, to consider diet. Cougars hunt at night. Although cougars aren't considered big cats by the scientific community, they are relatively large and extremely powerful. In South America, they often hunt guanaco. These alpaca-like animals are 1.5 meters tall and weigh twice as much as a cougar. In North America, almost 50% of a cougar's diet consists of deer. Typically, these are white-tailed deer and mule deer. They also hunt peccary, rabbit, rodents, bighorn sheep, and cattle. Calves are often vulnerable to predation and have known to make up a third of the cougar's diet. In Europe, deer of a similar size to white-tailed and mule deer are abundant. The 3 most common deer species found across Europe are fallow, red, and roe deer. These species all vary in size, but are within a similar size range to those hunted by cougars. Furthermore, Europe has an abundance of rabbits, rodents, sheep, and cattle. Although European wild boars are generally larger than peccaries, it is likely they would be considered prey for cougars. In Europe, wolves are apex predators. If cougars were to be introduced, they would likely compete with wolves for prey. The Eurasian wolf mostly feeds on medium-sized ungulates. These include wild boar, roe deer, and chamois. They also take down large ungulates such as reindeer, European elk, and red deer. When these prey species are unavailable, wolves hunt smaller animals and even eat fruits. In the Americas, cougars share their habitat and prey with black and brown bears, as well as with wolves. Although they occupy the same niche, these animals live side by side and rarely interact. In Europe, the Eurasian brown bear and the Eurasian wolf would be potential competition for cougars both in terms of habitat and prey availability. However, owing to the vast wilderness of some regions in Europe, it is likely cougars could survive there alongside these potential competitors as they do in North America. Regarding diet, we believe cougars would find plentiful prey in order to survive in Europe. Finally, we need to consider Europe's climate. We have already established the fact that cougars are very adaptable. They occupy a vast selection of habitats. Their range is so great that the species survives in a variety of different climates. The North American climate is mostly temperate, just like much of Europe. There are distinct seasons with varying temperatures, rainfall, and snow cover. In the Sierra Nevada mountain range in California, cougars have been recorded migrating during seasonal changes. They follow the movement of elk and mule deer, their primary prey in this region. Cougars that hunt non-migratory prey, however, do not exhibit this behavior. Cougars do not hibernate during the winter months, and if the prey does not migrate, they remain in the area year-round. This means they adapt to the changes in climate throughout the year. In Europe, much like North America, there are seasonal changes throughout the year. Cougars could survive in any region within Europe that had similar climatic conditions in the temperate zone in North America. Its conclusion seems cougars could survive in Europe if we are merely looking at habitat, diet, and climate. But there are many other things to consider. Although cougar populations are regarded as healthy in some parts of the world, they are coming under threat. In South America, the biggest threat to cougars has been habitat loss due to human expansion. It has been estimated that 40% of cougar habitat has been destroyed in Latin America. In North America, the same is true, but hunting is also added to the list of threats. Hunting cougars in North America is legal in 14 western states. It is illegal, however, to hunt female cougars with kittens. Despite this law, female cougars often travel without their kittens when looking for food, so often become targets. Adult females spend most of their lives either pregnant or raising kittens. Therefore, if they are killed by huntsmen, their kittens are also killed or starved to death. The biggest cause of kitten fatalities under 6 months old is predation by wolves, and over 6 months old is starvation. In the past, cougars have been killed for their threat to livestock. Persecution and loss of habitat have rendered them extinct from eastern states. Disease, trapping, environmental poisons, the decline in prey populations, and vehicle collisions are also major causes of cougar population declines. Cougars living in Europe would likely come under similar threats. Disease, a decline in prey populations, and encroachment of humans into their habitat would all be common problems for the cats. They are classified as near-threatened in Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, and Peru. Some subspecies in areas of Brazil are classified as threatened, and in Uruguay, they are thought to be highly endangered. The simple fact is cougars are not present in Europe. They only inhabit the Americas, and therefore we must protect this key apex predator. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. You can also leave a comment with what you would like to see in the following videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.